Next question is comprehension section. In this comprehension is based on probability chapter, that is there are n urns each containing n plus 1 balls such that ith urn contains I white balls and n plus 1 minus I red balls. Let ui be the event of selecting ith urn where I value can be 1, 2, 3 up to n, and W denotes the event of getting white balls. So in this comprehension, first question they are asking, if probability of selection of ith urn is proportional to I, where I value is 1, 2, 3 like that up to n, then what is the limiting value where n approaches to infinity of probability of white ball is? So let's solve it. So as given in the question, probability of selection of ith urn is proportional to I. So we can say probability of selection of ith urn will be equals to Ki, where K is a proportionality constant, right? Now, selection of white ball, they are asking limiting value. So in this case, white ball we will be selecting when we will select first any one of the urn, right? Now, any one of the urn must be selected, then only white ball we can select from that urn, right? So selection of any urn, we can say selection of any urn probability will be equals to 1, right now? Then only this event will take place. So sigma p ui is equals to 1. So from here we can say sigma of ki, where I value is from 1 to n, is equals to 1, right? So from here you can write down this as K is just a constant, it is coming outside. Sigma of I from I value from 1 to n is equals to 1. So we know that I value 1 to n we will be giving here. So it will comes here. K into 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot 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 up to n is equals to 1, right? So from here we can say K into, this is nothing but sum of first n natural number. So we can write down n into n plus 1 by 2 is equals to 1. So from there we are getting K value, that is equals to 2 upon n into n plus 1, right? This is our K value. Now we are getting the K value. Now they are asking probability of white ball limit n approaches to infinity. So let's see here. They are asking first of all probability of getting white ball. We have to find out. So probability of getting white ball means total probability we have to apply. What? Total probability. So in that case, so probability of white ball is equals to sigma of probability of selection of ith urn into probability of getting white ball from ith urn, right? This concept we will apply there. So we will get from here probability of white ball will be equals to, since you can see here already we had find it here, probability of white probability of selection ith urn is Ki, already it is there right now, and K value already we are having here. So K value we will put here. So we can write down this is nothing but 2 upon n into n plus 1, that is K value, right? And now into I, so that I is here, into probability of getting white ball from ith urn. So in this comprehension it is saying that ith urn contains I white balls and n plus 1 minus 1 red balls. So every urn is also containing n plus 1 balls. So probability of getting white ball from ith urn will be nothing but I upon n plus 1, right? Now that is only because n there are n urns containing n plus 1 ball, means every urn is containing n plus 1 ball, such that ith urn contains I white ball. So any number of urn will have that number of white ball, and total number of ball in the urn will be n plus 1. So probability of getting white ball from ith urn we can write down I upon n plus 1, right? So this it is coming here. So from there in a simplified manner we can write down probability of white ball is equals to, since 2 upon n into n plus 1 and this n plus 1 it is just a constant, so it is coming outside 2 into n plus 1 whole square, right? And now this is what here? Sigma of I square, sigma of I square. So from here we can write down probability of white ball is equals to 2 upon n into n plus 1 whole square into sigma of I square, means I value is from 1 to n, as you know that. Here also I am mentioning I is equals to 1 to n. So that is, here also I is equals to 1 to n. So that is nothing but sum of square of first n natural number. So that is n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6, right? So this n is getting cancelled, this square and this n plus 1 is getting cancelled. So we are getting a probability of white ball is coming here. This also can be simplified, this 2 is cancelling this 6, so that is 3 here. So in numerator it is coming 2n plus 1 upon 3 times n plus 1, right? So this is the probability of getting white ball. Right now, in this case, they are also asking what is the limit. So now we can write down limit n tends to infinity. Probability of white, that is 2n plus 1 upon 3 times n plus 1. So as you can see, it is infinity by infinity form. So highest power of n, which is 1 here, we are taking common from numerator denominator. We can write down limit n tends to infinity, n is common here, 2 plus 1 upon n, upon also here you can see 3n into 1 plus 1 upon n. So here this n is getting cancelled, n tends to infinity, so 1 upon infinity is 0, 1 upon infinity, this is also 0. So we are getting basically 2 upon 3 into 1, so that is 2 upon 3 only. So this is our answer for this question. So B option is correct here. Next question is, probability of selection of Iitjee is C, where C is a constant. Then if white ball has been drawn, then what is the probability that it was drawn from nth urn is equal to. So this question is basically based on Bayes theorem, right? Bayes theorem. So let's see here. So what is the probability that if white ball has been drawn, then it was drawn from nth urn? So let's see. Probability of selection of nth urn into probability of getting white ball from nth urn. We are writing here, right? Upon probability of getting white balls. So probability of getting white balls, if we are writing here, so it can, white ball can be drawn from every urn, correct now? So probability of, you can write down that directly, sigma of selection, sigma of getting the ith urn, probability into probability of getting white ball from ith urn, right? You can write down in this way. So from here you can say probability of selection of, or probability of getting ith urn is C only, so this value will come here C into probability of getting white ball from nth urn. So since in comprehension it is saying that every urn is containing n plus 1 ball and ith urn is containing I white balls. So in this case nth urn will be containing n white ball upon total number of balls in the nth urn, that is given every urn is containing n plus 1 ball, so that you will be writing upon here. If you are seeing here, so similarly probability of selection of ith urn, any urn you are selecting, so its probability is C only, so C just, it's a constant, I am taking it outside. And now sigma probability of getting white ball from ith urn, we can write down white ball has been drawn from first urn U1, right now. So first urn will have one white ball out of n plus 1, correct now? Similarly, second urn will be having 2 white ball out of n plus 1. Similarly, 3 upon n plus 1 plus dot 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 dot. Last nth urn will be having n white ball out of n plus 1. Like that it will comes here, right? So from here in simplification you can see this C is getting cancelled here. So we will get here n upon n plus 1 whole upon, if you will see This denominator is common here, n plus 1, and numerator 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to n. Summation is nothing but sum of first n natural number. So n into n plus 1 by 2. So that 2 I am writing just in this denominator, right? So from here you can see this quantity is getting cancelled here, n, and this n plus 1, this n plus 1 is also getting cancelled here, right? So we are getting here 1, this 2 is going in the numerator here, so that is coming here 2 upon n plus 1. So 2 upon n plus 1 is the answer for this question. So our A option will be correct here in this question, right? Next question is, if n is even and E denote the event of choosing even numbered urn, where probability of selection of ith urn is 1 upon n, then the value of probability of white ball selection from the even number of urn, correct? So let's solve it. So as you can see, it's a conditional probability, means white ball will be selected from even numbered urn only. What is the probability of that? So let's see here. So it means even number urn should be selected and white ball will be selected from there. So we can write down this in a simplified manner like this, right? Now, probability of selection of even numbered urn. Right now, any unselection probability 1 by n, it is given in the data. So even numbered urn, first of all, total number of urn is what here? In question scenario, it is given here, total number of urn is n only it is, right? So in this case, you can say total number of urn is n. So total number of even numbered urn will be n by 2, correct now? So from here, second urn will be selected. From, because even number means second urn will be selected, fourth urn will be selected, sixth urn will be selected, like that, right? So if second urn will be selected, then what is the probability of selection of second urn? Any urn selection probability is 1 by n, so 1 by n only I am saying here, into probability of getting white ball from second urn. So every urn will have white ball equals to ith urn. So second urn will have white ball equals to 2, because second urn it is, and total number of balls in the urn will be n plus 1, as it is given in the question information in the comprehension, as I had shown you. Similarly, fourth urn selection, what is the probability of selection of fourth urn? 1 by n again. And now from fourth urn, what is the probability of getting white ball? 4 upon n plus 1, right? Similarly, sixth urn selection probability again 1 by n. Any urn selection probability 1 by n it is given now. And then from sixth urn, what is the probability of getting white ball? 6 upon n plus 1, right? Plus dot 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 dot. It will be keep on going like this. And now, if you will see, nth urn, since n is even number, nth urn will be selected. What is the probability of that? 1 by n. Any urn selection probability 1 by n. And white ball will be selected from there. What is the probability of that? N upon n plus 1 here, that is also upon probability of event E, means white ball means even numbered urn will be selected. What is the probability of that? 1 by n, means second urn selected, fourth urn selected, sixth urn selected, like that, nth urn selected. So total, as I said, n is the total number of urn. So total number of even numbered urn, as I said already, it will be n by 2, right now. So half of that, n by 2 times, you can say this it is, n by 2 times it is, right? Now we can simplify it. So that will comes here, 1 upon n we are taking common from all, and this n plus 1 is also in the denominator, so you can write down n into n plus 1 we have taken completely common, right? And now here it will remains here 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus dot 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 up to n upon, similarly this is n by 2 times, so 1 upon n into n by 2 you can write down simply, right? So from here also, as you can see, 2 4 6 plus dot 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 up to n, this one you can take 2 common also, correct na? So here only I am simplifying, I am writing here after taking 2 common. So 2 will become 1, 4 will become 2, 6 will become 3, and n will become n by 2. So let's do it. So that will become 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot 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 n by 2, right? And since 2 we are taking common, so this will becomes what here? 2 will be coming here, so that is here 2, right? Now from here we can simplify all this given data, so we will get here 2 upon n into n plus 1, that is, and from here this is sum of natural number of first n by 2 numbers, means n is even number, na? So n by 2 is what here? It's an integer only. So sum of first n natural number formula is n into n plus 1 by 2. So here at the place of n by 2 will come. So n by 2 into n by 2 plus 1 by 2. So that it is whole upon, that is 1 upon n into n by 2. Right now, this it is. So as you can see, this 2 is getting cancelled. This n by 2, this n by 2 is also getting cancelled. This n and this n is also getting cancelled, right? So from there we are getting on simplification, that is n plus 2 upon n plus 2 upon 2 whole upon 2 into n plus 1. So 2 times n plus 1 we can say. So that is our answer. So let's check which option is correct here. So we are getting here that B option is correct in this question, right? Next question is also, it's a comprehension section. So comprehension is given. Suppose we define the definite integral using the following formula. A to b fx dx is equals to b minus a by 2 f of a plus f of b. For more accurate result, C belongs to open interval a to b. Capital F of C is equals to c minus a by 2 into f of a plus f of c plus b minus c by 2 into f of b plus f of c. When c is equals to a plus b by 2, then a to b fx dx will be nothing but b minus a by 4 into f of a plus f of b plus 2 times f of c. So it's a very simple question. So let's solve here. So they are asking 0 to pi by 2 sin x dx. 0 to pi by 2 sin x dx. So just 0 to pi by 2 sin x dx when we are writing here. So we are going to use this given information in the comprehension. A to b fx dx can be written like this one. So we can write down b minus a. B minus a. So you know a is 0, b is pi by 2. So pi by 2 minus 0 upon 4 into f of a. F of a means what here? F of a is 0 here. So sine of 0 here, right? Sine of 0 plus f of b means sine of pi by 2 here, right? Sine of pi by 2 plus 2 times of f of c, 2 times of f of c. So sine of c. C is what here? C is nothing but a plus b by 2. So a is 0, b is pi by 2. So 0 plus pi by 2 by 2. So pi by 4 that is, right? Now that is pi by 4 only. That is only, that's it. So we will simplify here, our answer will be matched directly. So let's see. So we are getting here from there pi by 8 it is, and now you know that sine 0 is 0, no need to write down. Sine pi by 2 is 1 only, plus of sine pi by 4 is 1 upon root 2. So 2 into 1 upon root 2 is root 2 only, right? So that it is. So which option is coming correct here? As you can see, first option is being matched. Next question is, if limit t tends to a, integration from a to t fx dx minus of t minus a by 2 f of t plus f of a upon t minus a whole cube is equals to 0, then degree of the polynomial function fx at most is. Since you can see, if you are putting this limit t is equals to a, so a to a integration will be 0 because lower limit upper limit is same here. Similarly, if t you will be putting here a minus a 0, so overall it is 0, so this product will be 0, so 0 minus 0, 0 only numerator, and denominator also a minus a 0 it is, so 0 by 0 form it is coming here. So L hospital rule we can easily apply here. Before of that, we can use a small substitution so that it will be easier in writing. So let's suppose t is approaching towards a, so we can say t is equals to a plus h, where h is tending towards 0, very negligible quantity. So from there we can say t minus a is equals to h only, right? T minus a is equals to h only. So let's put this value in this data. So what will happen? Let's see here. So limit t tends to a. So we can say here h tends to 0, and this data will be a to a plus h, and this it is f of x dx minus t minus a is nothing but h only, so h by 2, and this it is f of a plus h plus f of a whole upon t minus a, which is h only, so h cube it is, right? So from here you can see this can be written limit h tends to 0. Hospital rule now we are going to apply here, so let's apply here. So it will comes here f of a plus h, Newton-Leibniz formula we are applying in the differentiation of this in the integral. Okay, so what we have to do, a plus h, we have to just upper limit we have to put at the place of argument, and then upper limit will be differentiated with respect to h. So this will be 1 only, correct now, at the place of x a plus h, and then a plus h differentiation with respect to h, which is 1 only, right? Minus lower limit we will put here, so f of a into lower limit a differentiation with respect to h, since a is constant only, so its derivative is 0, so no need of writing. Minus, similarly here you will see, here it is the product of two functions, so first function h by 2 and second function this entire f of a plus h plus f of a. So first function differentiation we are doing 1 by 2 into second function is coming what here, f of a plus h plus f of a, right? Minus first function as it is second function differentiation we are going to do here, so that will be f dash of a plus h, and then a plus h differentiation, a is constant 0, h differentiation with respect to h 1 only, so that is only mentioned here, and f of a differentiation with respect to h we are doing here, so that will be 0 only because it's a constant after all, upon 3 times h square, right? So now from here if you will see, again if you will be putting here 0, so since h will be 0, f of a it is, and h will be 0, f of a plus f of a by 2, so this is f of a only, so f of a is getting cancelled 0, and this is h is 0, so entire this value will be 0, and denominator also 0, so it is also 0 by 0 form, so again hospital rule we will apply here. Again we are going to apply the hospital rule, so limit h tends to 0. Again we are doing the same thing, f dash of a plus h minus this one derivative 1 by 2 as constant, that will be inside this f dash of a plus h, and then a plus h differentiation 1 only, and f of a differentiation since constant it is, so 0, minus this one product rule apply here in differentiation, h by 2 differentiation 1 by 2 into second function f dash of a plus h only, into first one plus, so here minus sign, so minus here h by 2 first function as it is, second function further differentiation f double dash a plus h, and a plus h differentiation 1 only, right? Whole upon this one quantity if you will see, that is here again differentiation is 6h, right now, so 6h it is. So from here on simplification we can see limit h tends to 0, and here you can see half of f dash of a plus h minus half of f dash of a plus h, that is nothing but f dash of a plus h, and here plus of f dash of a plus h, so basically this three quantity is being cancelled with each other, and now you can see this is minus of h by 2 into f double dash a plus h upon 6h, so we can write down here h by 2 f double dash a plus h upon 6h. So this h is also responsible for 0 by 0 form, just cancel it simply. We are getting here limit h tends to 0, and this quantity is coming f double dash a plus h upon 6. So when we are applying this limit here, that is coming nothing but f double dash a, that is here given limiting value is equals to 0, so this should be equals to 0, means second derivative is coming equals to 0, means what here? Second derivative equals to 0 means fx have at most degree 1, at most degree 1, right? More than 1 degree will be there, then second derivative will not be 0, correct? So it's a polynomial which has at most degree 1, because we are only getting one data, that is second derivative at point A is coming 0, correct? So from there we can say that is correct here. Next question is, if f double dash x less than 0 for all x belongs open interval a to b, and c is any point such that c is belonging from open interval a to b, and c comma f of c is the point lying on the curve for which capital F of c is maximum, capital F of c is maximum, then f dash c is equals to, so let's solve it, right? So for this one, first of all we will use the information, that is, for more accurate results, C belongs open interval A to B. F of C is equals to C minus A by 2 into F of A plus F of C plus B minus C by 2 into F of B plus F of C. So let's write down this. So F of C is equals to C minus A by 2 into F of A plus F of C plus B minus C by 2 into f of b plus f of c, right? This is the given data in the comprehension. So from here, let's do the differentiation. Why? Because maximum of f of c, it is given here, correct? Now it is given that c comma f of c is the point lying on the curve for which f of c is maximum. So for maximum minimum, you know that critical point we have to find out, and on the critical point second derivative must be negative. So let's do differentiation with respect to c of this given equation. Before of that, let's do simplification, because we can simplify, some terms are getting cancelled here. So let's open it first of all. So now it is coming as c by 2 f of a plus c by 2 f of c minus a by 2 f of a minus a by 2 f of c plus b by 2 f of b plus b by 2 f of c minus c by 2 f of b minus c by 2 f of c, right? So from there you can see c by 2 f of c negative, and this is here positive, both are getting cancelled here, right? So now in a simplified manner we can write down by clubbing all the f of a, f of b, f of c term together. So we can write down f of c is equals to all the f of a term together we are writing. So f of a term you can see c by 2 minus a by 2. So we can say c minus a into f of a by 2, right? Similarly, these two we had clubbed here. Similarly, all the b term we are going to club here. So you can see b minus c in these two, b minus c plus of b minus c into f of b by 2, right? And similarly, if you will see all the f of c term we are going to club here. So this one and this one we are clubbing here. So that is coming a b minus a into f of c by 2, right? This data it is coming. So let's clean this. Now from this one, we have to find out its first derivative and second derivative. So let's do differentiation with respect to c on both sides. So f dash c is equals to, we are getting here, since c is variable, with respect to that only we are differentiating here. So we can see this will comes here, f of a by 2, right? And this is constant totally here, 0 here. In this one also differentiation when you are doing here, so it is coming minus of f of b by 2, minus of f of b by 2 here, right? And in this one if you will see, so that will comes here b minus a into f dash of c by 2. So we are getting first derivative, this one, right? At the same time, we are going to do second time differentiation also with respect to c. So since it is a constant 0, this is also constant 0 here. So that we are getting here b minus a by 2 into f double dash c. Now from here, this is our second derivative, and in the question information it is saying that f double dash x is less than 0 for all x belongs open interval a to b, where c is a point which is in between a to b. So at every point second derivative less than 0 means we can say this data is negative, because c is any point in between a to b, and every point in between a and b second derivative is negative. So this is negative and b is greater than a, so b minus a by 2, this is overall positive, you can say. So second derivative we are getting f dash, this is here c, it is f double dash c is equals to negative here, so we can say less than 0, right? Now less than 0, second derivative is coming negative, means at point c second derivative negative. If c will be the critical point means its first derivative must be 0, then at point c there must be a local maximum, right? Now so it is already given in the question, f of c is maximum, then f dash c is equals to r, means c is a critical point, means at point c its first derivative must be equals to 0. So let's write down this given data equals to 0. So f of a by 2 minus f of b by 2 plus b minus a by 2 into f dash of c, this must be equals to 0, right? So we are getting from here this 2, this 2, this 2, on simplification you can understand it is getting cancelled here on multiplying by 2 the entire equation. So f dash c we are getting is equals to f of b minus f of a upon b minus a. So this is the value of first derivative at point c of f, for which f of c is maximum, means f will be having maximum at point c, correct? So f dash c value will be this. So according to this one, our first option is correct here. So first option is correct for this question, right? Next question is also given from comprehension. The comprehension is, let ABCD be a square of side length 2 units, C2 be the circle through vertices ABCD, and C1 is the circle touching all the sides of the square ABCD. L is a line through A. So first question is, if P is a point on C1 and Q is another point on C2, then the value of this given quantity. So let's solve it. So let's draw a figure and put all the information in this figure, so we can easily observe. Let's suppose there is a square of side length 2 unit, that it is, right? So this length is 2. So since, if you will see here, name I am giving here for the vertices A, B, C, D, right? So this is the center of the square, you can say, right? So here, if you will see, this length is 2 unit as it is given in the question information. So in the triangle AOB is a right angle triangle. Right angle triangle means OA is equals to OB. OA is equals to OB, you can see, because it's a square here. So you know that OA square plus OB square is equals to AB square. So from there we are getting here 2 times of OA square is equals to 4. So 2 times of OA square is equals to 4, you can say, or 2 times of OB square is equals to 4, you can say. So you will be getting your OA as root 2 and OB also root 2, that you are getting here, right? So this is root 2. So similarly, this is also root 2 and this is also root 2, correct? Because using the symmetry, we can easily write down here, correct? So from here, just I am removing these data. So from here, you can easily write down the coordinates of A can be, since it is x-axis and this is y-axis in our figure. So that will be OA is root 2. I am calculating orally. So root 2 and comma 0 it is. Similarly, this, if you are seeing here B, so B point coordinate you can say as 0 comma root 2. This D point coordinate, if you will see, 0 comma minus root 2, and this C point coordinate will be minus root 2 comma 0, right? So this is right now in the Cartesian plane. I am just going to use the complex number concept, so it will be quite easy in simplification. So I'm just going to assume this is Cartesian plane. So in an Argand plane, same coordinates I can write down as complex number, which will be 0 minus root 2 iota, and that will be root 2 plus 0 iota, and that I can say 0 plus root 2 iota, and similarly this I can say minus root 2 plus 0 iota, right? Now in question it is saying that uh, in the comprehension it is saying that C2 is a circle which is passing through the vertices A, B, C, D. So let's draw a circle which is passing through the vertices A, B, C, D. So here let's suppose this is our circle which is passing through the vertices A, B, C, D, as you can see here, right? That it is. Now in this case, this is our circle name I am giving here C2 as per given information in the question, and another circle is there C1, which is touching all the sides of the square ABCD. So let's suppose that this is the circle which is touching all the sides of the square ABCD, right? This it is. So this it is coming up, correct? Now both circles are concentric, as you can see here. Now in question is saying P is a point on C1 circle. This is our C1 circle. This is our C1 circle, everybody. So P be any point on C1 circle, Q is another point on C2 circle, such that they are asking what is the value of this quantity. So let's suppose any point on C1 circle is P and represented in an Argand plane by a complex number Z1, and similarly another point Q on C2 circle, here it is, correct? So Q it is represented by complex number Z2, I can say. Now PA square, PA is what here? Basically PA in an Argand plane, distance between 2 point A and P, where A and P is represented by the complex number this and this. So easily we can write down this as PA is mod of Z1 minus of root 2, right? PA square, so whole square it is, plus similarly PB if we are writing here, so Z1 mod of Z1 minus the B complex number, B point represented by complex number 0 plus root 2 iota, so minus root 2 iota, right? Whole square. Similarly PC is we are observing, so mod of Z1 minus of minus root 2, so plus root 2 whole square, plus PD if we are observing PD, so it is here Z1 mod of Z1 minus of minus root 2, so plus root 2 iota, right? That it is. This is the numerator part, and similarly in the denominator part QA square, so Q is here Z2, so same concept will be applied here, so mod of Z2 minus root 2 whole square plus mod of Z2 minus root 2 iota whole square plus mod of Z2 minus root 2 whole square plus mod of Z2 minus root 2 iota whole square, right? Now from here on simplification, as you can see, if you will solve this one, so you will be getting here 4 times mod of Z1 square plus 2, and in the denominator also 4 times mod of Z2 square plus 2. So this 4 is getting cancelled here. And now mod of Z1, if we are talking about mod of Z1. So since you know that this is a line segment here joining root 2 comma 0 and 0 comma root 2. So the radii of this C1 circle, radii of this C1 circle, if you are simplifying here, so you are getting this radii is coming here 1 only. This radii is coming here 1 only. Why? Because it is a perpendicular bisector. The from center 0 comma 0 or origin to this AB line segment, if you are drawing a perpendicular, so it is bisecting this AB, correct now? So this, if you will observe here, so from there you can observe this is coming what here 1 only. So this radii is 1, so mod of Z1 you can say 1 square plus 2 upon Similarly, Z2, mod of Z2. So Z2 point is lying, means Q point represented by Z2 complex number lying on the white circle, C2 circle. Its distance from origin means its radii of this white circle. So that is here root 2. So root 2 square is 2 plus 2. So we are getting basically 3 by 4. So we are getting 3 by 4. So on simplification, we can write down 0.75. 0.75 we are getting answer. So our A option is correct for this question. Next question is, a circle touches the line L and circle C1 externally such that both the circles are on the same sides of the line. Then the locus of the center of the circle is. So let's see. It is also a very simple question. Since there is a circle which is touching another circle C1 and line segment L. So let's see C1 another circle. This is our a circle here C1. So this required circle is touching this circle C1 and also the line segment L. This is our line segment L here, and it is given that such that both the circles are on the same side. So both circles are on the same side. You can see this is our C1 circle, so it's the center I am indicating by the symbol C1, and this is our the required circle, correct now. So it's a center I am just showing you by C, correct now. So this circle about which the question has been framed, so this circle is touching the given circle C1 and a given line L, and both the circles lying on the same side. Then the locus of the center of the circle. So locus of the center of the required circle they are asking, correct? So if you will see in this case, this distance will be nothing but R only, where R is the radius of the required circle. R is the radius of the required circle, correct now? And this one radius, if you are seeing here, that will be R1. Let's suppose R1 is the radius of the circle C1 here, correct? So you can see from here this distance and another line. If we are drawing, suppose another line we are drawing which is parallel to L, parallel to L, another line if we are drawing here. So this parallel line to L is at a distance, suppose R1 it is. So we can easily say that since this distance is also R and this distance I am saying R1, so we can say if there is a point here, suppose A, so we can say that the locus of the center of all such circles will always lie on the parabola. Why? Because the distance of this variable circle from a fixed point C1 is always equals to perpendicular distance of this variable circle center from a fixed line. This is a fixed line. Let's suppose this is fixed line, means you can assume it as a directrix, right? Now it is a directrix, and this is a fixed point C1. So this will be like a focus, you can say, like you can assume it as a focus here, correct? So from here you can say CC1 is equals to CA. So from here, locus of required circle will be parabola. So this was a really very conceptual question. Our C option is correct. Next question is, a line M through A is drawn parallel to BD. Point S moves such that its distance from the line BD and the vertex A are equal. If locus of S cuts M at T2 and T3 and AC at T1, then area of triangle T1, T2, T3. Let's solve it. Let's make a figure. Since ABCD is a square here, so this is our square ABCD. Let's suppose this is our A vertex, this is B vertex, this is C vertex, and this is D vertex. Now that is given that a line segment M is passing through vertex A. So this is a line segment M passing through vertex A, and it is parallel to the line segment BD. So this is our BD. So parallel to it, it is there, right? Now S is a point they are saying S is a moving point such that its distance from BD, and vertex A are always equal. So S to BD, perpendicular distance of moving point S from a fixed line BD is equals to its distance from a fixed point A. So it is generally indicating us that locus of S will be what? Parabola only, because parabola definition says what here? Parabola is the locus of a point which moves in a plane such that its distance from a fixed point to its perpendicular distance about a fixed line is always equal. Correct? So this is our moving point S, and its distance from a fixed point A is equals to its perpendicular distance from BD line segment. So we can say that the locus of S locus will be parabola. S locus will be parabola, right now? S locus will be parabola. And A is a focus, as I am saying here. This is a fixed point according to given information. So the parabola structure will be coming like something this one, right? Now this parabola means locus of S cuts M line segment at T2 and T3. So let's this is T2 and this is T3 point, right, where it is intersecting. And also it intersect AC line segment at T1. So AC line segment, if you are seeing here, this is AC line segment and this is intersecting at T1 point. So this is here T1. So they are asking area of the triangle T1, T2, T3. So very simple, it is area of triangle T1, T2, T3 if we are talking about. So it is nothing but half into base into height. So base, if you are seeing here, this is a triangle right now. So base is T2 T3, base is T2 T3. So what here? Since this is a focus and this AC is generally the axis of the parabola, it is being indicated, and BD is directrix. So axis and directrix of parabola are always perpendicular. So M line segment is parallel to BD. So means M line segment is perpendicular to the axis of parabola right now. So it means what here? T2 T3 are the extremities of lattice rectum. So T2 to T3 means length of lattice rectum is 4 times A. So 4 times A. T2 T3 is length of lattice rectum, which is base of triangle. So that is 4 times A. If we are observing A, so we can see vertex. Vertex is, let's suppose this is here T or S, you can say here. So vertex is vertex to the base. Vertex to focus distance is what here? A here. So you can see this is a square, this is a square here, and this distance, if you are observing this distance, since this length of the sides of the square already given in the comprehension that it is of 2 unit. So this is 2. So in this case, this is 2 here, this is 2. So this full length will be coming what here? This is a right angle triangle. You can see ABC is a right angle triangle and AB is 2, BC is also 2. So AC will be what here? 2 root 2. 2 root 2 means A, and this point I am indicating as C or AO. AO is equals to, we are getting here root 2, right? AO is equals to root 2. Why? Because AC is what here? AC is equals to 2 root 2, as we are getting AC is equals to root over 2 square plus 2 square. So that is here 2 root 2 we are getting here, right? So from there we are getting AO is root 2, means focus to directrix distance, perpendicular distance is root 2. So focus to vertex distance will be root 2 by 2. Root 2 by 2, its half it will be there right now, because vertex of a parabola is equidistant from the directrix and focus into height. Height, if we are observing height, so height is nothing but same thing here. A to S is again root 2 by 2. Root 2 by 2 only it is coming here. So from there, if we are solving here, this get cancelled here. This quantity is coming root 2 into root 2, 2 by 2, that is nothing but 1 only. So its answer will be 1 square unit. So our C option is correct. Next question is also from comprehension. Comprehension is given that a matrix is given this: if U1, U2 and U3 are column matrices satisfying that AU1 is equal to 1 0 0, AU2 is 2 3 0 and AU3 is 2 3 1, where U is a 3 cross 3 matrix whose columns are U1, U2, U3. then answer the following question. Okay, so let's see. First question is given, what is the determinant of U matrix? So let's apply here. Let's suppose UN matrix. UN matrix I am indicating by column matrix, its element is x y z or x1 y1 z1, you can say anything, because three matrices, three column matrices, u2 u3 also we have to observe here. So x2 y2 z2, x3 y3 z3 we can take here. Correct now? This is let un is equals to this one. Correct now? This we had assumed here. So a u1 is given this data, so use this one. So from there we are getting a is 1 0 0 2 1 0 3 2 1 are the elements of matrix A, and U1 matrix according to our assumption x1 y1 z1, and its product will be equals to 1 0 0. So on simplifying this we can easily get the x1 y1 z1 value. So let's solve it. So product of these two matrices A and U1 is conformable for the product, so we can do directly product here. So we are getting here x1, and this it is 2x1 plus y1, and third column element is coming here 3x1 plus 2y1 plus z1. These are the elements of the matrix after product. It is basically becoming a 3 cross 1 matrix. Correct now? It is 3 cross 3 matrix. It is 3 cross 1 matrix. So on product it is becoming 3 cross 1 matrix, right? So that is equals to what here? 1 0 0 already it is given in the question data. So from there on comparison of these two matrices, x1 we are getting as 1 here, right? X1 we are getting as 1, and x1 is 1, so 2x1 plus y1 is equals to 0. So x1 is 1, so y1 is equals to minus 2. So that means y1 is equals to minus 2 we are getting here, right? So x1 y1 we are getting here, so according to that one z1 also we can get here. So this quantity 3x1 plus 2y1 plus z1 is equals to 0, so we are getting a z1 is equals to minus of 3x1, minus of 3x1, so minus of 3, and this is here minus of 2 into 2, so minus 4, so that is here plus 4 on that side, so minus 3 plus 4, so 1 only. So we are getting a z1 as 1. So our un matrix directly now we can write down. Now un matrix will be what here? Un matrix can be written as 1 minus 2 and 1 as its element after simplification, right? Similarly, using same concept, u2 and u3 also we can find out, right? So using the same concept, let's suppose u2 elements are x2 y2 z2, and u3 elements similarly x3 y3 z3, right? So when we will solve it, we will get u2 is equals to, on the simplification, 2 minus 1 and 4. Similarly, u3 also we will be getting here. U3 will be also a column matrix coming here. In simplification, its element will be 2 minus 1 and 3 and minus 3. So now they are asking that what is the determinant of u. So determinant of u now they are asking, right? So determinant of u here only we can observe, since u is a 3 cross 3 matrix whose elements are u1 u2 u3, right? So U matrix determinant if we are talking, so directly we can write down det of U1, we can say 1 minus 2, 1, U2 as 2 minus 1, 4, and U3 2 minus 1 and minus 3. So on simplification, the determinant will come 3. So our A option is correct here. Next question is the sum of element of U inverse. So let's solve it. U inverse means inverse matrix of U is nothing but adjoint of U upon det of U, right? So already det of U in the previous question we had calculated, that is coming here 3, so that is here 3, and adjoint of U, so you know very well how to find out adjoint. We have to find out cofactor matrix of U, and then we have to do its transpose, right? So in this case, when we are finding out its adjoint matrix, so we are getting here minus 1, minus 2, 0, minus 7, minus 5, minus 3, 9, 6, 3 as its element. So now sum of elements of U inverse if we are observing. So here only, since it is an adjoint matrix of U, so here only if you will see -1 and -2 -3, and this is -3 -6, -6 plus 6 is getting cancelled, 9 plus 3 is 12, and yeah, -7 -5 is -12, so this two also getting cancelled. So adjoint matrix elements summation is coming 0, so divided by 3 every element if you will be doing, yeah, 1 by 3 as a scalar multiple, so that will be also coming 0 only. So sum of element of U inverse directly we are getting a 0, so our B option is correct for this question. So this was also very simple question. Next question is the value of the following quantity. So let's see here. This is given as 1 cross 3 matrix, elements 3 2 0, and U matrix already we had find it here, into column matrix element 3 2 0. So very simple it is. Here product is conformable for all three matrices. So here we will multiply first two matrices, then their resultant matrix we will multiply simply with this matrix. So our answer will be 5. So our A option will be correct here. It's a basic simplification only, basic calculation only.